This is a Blackhawk Buzz for guys only. No, don't get your jollies up. It's not TNA. It's V&D. Worse. I don't know what that means. But anyway, we've got some subtle changes, but changes for the good regarding the Wampum Cup and the Blackhawk Cup.
Yeah, so the Blackhawk Cup we'll talk about in a second, but the big changes for the Wampum Cup are going to be how do we get these matches done? So we're going to move it up basically a month. And I know it sounds crazy, but we're going to have a deadline of May 1st. And then we're going to have a Wampum Cup weekend, which is Mother's Day weekend on the 11th and 12th, because before we'd run into Memorial Day, we'd run into graduation, and before you know it, it's the end of June, and where we're at, we're behind the eight ball. So we're moving it up to give everybody ample time so that they can get their matches in. The other change we're making with Wampum Cup is last year we let you play in both, net partners in Wampum Cup. This year you're going to have to make a decision so that you're not overlapping, because again, it just made it harder for those matches to get in. So that's the big change with the Wampum Cup. The other thing that we're doing is we're introducing what's going to be called the Black Cup, or the Blackhawk Cup.
Easy for you to say.
It is, not so easy. But what this is going to be is kind of a change. You know, we had the privilege this year with Rich Arneson and Scott James winning the Men's Invitational. Scott James filled in for Rich's partner to go to Pinehurst, and I was so blown away. I had never been there before, and I mean, it was just a treat. And I'm not a guy that gets, as you know, really whiz-bang wild about golf courses and stuff. This is something else. It's the greatest golf experience I've ever been part of. So I thought, why would I do the Men's Invitational so that a guest could go? This should be something that my members should be able to do. So what we're going to do is introduce the Blackhawk Cup. And just to kind of keep it simple, it's about participation in events and then where you finish in events, and you're going to get points. And we've selected the Men's Invitational, the Men's Hole-in-One, the Wampum Cup, President's Cup, Club Championship, and then our Thursday shop game, which we're going to own a little bit more in the shop this year, where you're going to get points for participating and then points for where you finish. And the goal here is to get enough points to get into the top 10. And then we're going to have a shootout at the end of the year, starting on number 1, and the last 2 guys standing are the 2 that are going to go to Pinehurst to play in this big event. And I'll tell you what, it is awesome. It's a 3-day Stableford. You play with the 2 people, myself and then Dave Miller, the guy from BMW, who's our host out there. There were 60 teams out there. Wine, dine, they pick up all the tab. And this year, Blackhawk's going to pick up the airfare. So this is something you want to get involved in, and it's our hopes that participation goes up, we get more Wampum Cup matches in sooner, and that at the end we have this great shootout with something on the line this year.
It's all about having fun and, like you had said, participation. And I think from where I sit up on my fat ass, bottom line is I think it's going to get a lot of people. They were kind of sitting on the fence and maybe from afar, maybe, well, that wampum thing, I don't know. But now I think it's going to encourage people to say, wow, that is a heck of a thing. At the light at the end of the tunnel, that's something that I would love to have the opportunity to take part in.
Yeah, we're dangling a big carrot there, but again, it's not just the Wampum Cup. You know, this is to get people involved. You know, more Thursday participation would be awesome, and we'll be a little bit more organized. You know, we got Tilson, we got Calamer, Thompson in the 2 different groups. We're going to get everybody involved in this so that everybody has an opportunity to get some points to get in that shootout.
So that's something to really look forward to for 2019. For Derek, I'm Van. Thanks for watching the male version of the Blackhawk Buzz.